If you're reading this bio, you've already lost. Many of us have came across a comment that has probably angered us or pissed us off to the point where we have clicked on that profile picture to see the kind of person who would say such smut to us, only to read, if you're reading this bio, you've already lost. To which I say, oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. You've already lost if you're reading this bio. When I see this, it pains me. And it's not because I've lost. Not even close. But because I have found you. I have found the golden snitch. I'm Harry Potter on a broom. And I've finally caught you. The troll has been caught and found. And the psychology behind a troll account is actually very dark. And it's very, very sad. And for those of you who have troll accounts, I really hope this gets through to you. As someone who's considered having a troll account, I know what this is. Originally, what I thought it was an attention grab. And I thought maybe it was that there was no real skills or quality to get that attention, so they succumb to their lower self at a grasp at power, that they thought that they were like the Joker and that they were just a dog chasing cars and they wouldn't know what to do when they caught it. That's what I thought that trolling was and what troll accounts were. And really what it is it's so much darker than that. What it is it's people that have taken their mental faculties and they have put it into a digital container, and then they've allowed it to seep out onto everything and onto everyone. It is a bitter rage, but it really is a sad bitterness that snickers to itself, thinking that it's gotten somebody. Hence why the bios of these troll accounts are usually, if you're reading this, I've already won. In Carl Jung's psychology, he talks about the shadow. Now, the shadow is an unconscious, repressed aspect of the personality that we often disown or reject. And this includes both negative and positive traits. There's even a type of work in psychology called shadow work, where you basically work on this part of yourself. And what a troll account is, in my opinion, is you are taking your shadow self and you are digitally alchemizing it and putting it into one of these digital containers that I just described. To have such a low state of being that you actually materialize all of the negativity within you and you spread it like a sickness onto other people digitally is probably one of the saddest and most pathetic, powerless things the modern man can do. And I'm not saying this because I've been subjected to thousands of hate comments on the internet. I'm saying this from a place of love, and as somebody who has done this in the past. I've just never created a troll account, right? I've left awful troll comments before, and seeing what it really is when you think about it in a psychoanalytic way is really dark. It's literally subhuman behavior. Now, there are actually different tiers that I've came up with to how dark and how deep this really is. Some of these troll accounts don't have a profile picture, they don't have a bio, and they don't have any posts. That is like stage 0 or stage 1 of a troll account. And that is someone who is just now starting to digitize their shadow self. Stop here if you're already there. The next one is ones that do have a profile picture. If you have a profile picture, what you have done is you have taken your id. If you don't know what your id is, Freud has a concept of the id and the ego. Now, the ego is like the self. It's what you see. But the id is almost like the subconscious animalistic side of yourself. What you're doing if you have a profile picture on your troll account is you are literally giving your shadow self, your new digitized shadow self, a face. You are giving your shadow self agency. You are making your id an ego. You have turned your id into an ego. You have given it a face. You have named it. It literally has a username. And even though it's just digital, the actual real spiritual and psychological components to this are really, really dark. You are literally digitally manifesting a side of yourself that is never supposed to be seen or interacted with. For literally thousands of years, for millennia, people did not show their dark sides to people. They didn't show their dark sides to everyone. This is bad. Can you imagine why this might be bad? I think people who do this, and as someone who's done this before, you feel like you're just releasing a little pressure. You're releasing the pressure valve on yourself and how you feel. But this doesn't alleviate the pressure. It just raises the pressure in the room. Now, I know this probably seems dramatic, but the more I delve into this, the more I realize the actual chaotic, destructive whirlwind that this really is. This one, to me, truly shows how little people think about anything. People don't monitor themselves. They don't self-analyze. And it is so fucking crazy when you think about it for more than 5 minutes what this is. Remember, the orcs in Lord of the Rings didn't have a goal. They didn't have a motive. Many of them didn't know or understand the actual goal of Sauron. They just had a job. And even saying they had a job with an objective is giving them a lot of credit, because the orcs were bred for one thing, and that is to do the will of Sauron. A troll account who does this is not even doing the will of Sauron. It is more like a goblin within the Lord of the Rings universe. The goblins have no motive other than to be an obstacle to the humans. That is the shadow self manifested. If you think of what goblins, orcs, trolls, these sort of dark mythological fantasy characters look like, they're dark, they're ugly, they're dirty. And the reason for this is because when we picture good, we picture it close to light. We picture it a certain way. And this goes into the age-old adage of the farther away you get from God, you literally start to look ugly. And this is because you are embracing the dark. You are embracing the shadow self. You are embracing the animalistic, and not in a cool pagan way, in a dark, hating, vile, sick, venomous way. The magicians of old would literally be besides themselves if they could see what we were capable of doing now. The sorcerers the Bible talks about, and all of these esoteric books talks about. Literally Solomon with his ring where he can summon and control demons would literally be drooling at the mouth if they could see what we were capable of doing with technology. And so what these people have decided to do with it is they have decided to digitally and alchemically create their shadow self and then seep their shadow self onto other people. I'm sure a lot of people are saying it's not that deep, bro, to this one. But if you're reading this, you've already lost. No, my friend. Me reading this means that you truly need to be found. If this is you, and it's been me before, you can change, you can stop this. Realize what you're doing.